And they told me, oh, but I just didn't believe them. Oh my goodness. Welcome back again to my channel, beautiful people. If this is your very first time here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gloria. I'm a YouTuber based in the province of Ontario here in Canada, and I post content on immigrant lifestyle. So do well to hit the red subscribe button. And guys, I just want to say thank you so much to my returning subscribers for all your support, for watching my videos, for subscribing, and for sharing and everything. I thank you so much. I love reading your comments, so thank you. And you know how we do it. Grab a friend and make sure you're grabbing something to drink and sit back, relax, because in this video today, we are going to be talking and sharing information about things that you need to know if you're thinking about relocating to Canada. So are you ready? Because I am. Let's dive into the video. Canada is actually a wonderful place to come and live in, but you need to know certain things. And you know, I'm going to try to make this video not too long so that you can kind of take a little bit of information that is very important to those of you who are thinking about relocating down to Canada. So for example, I want to advise, if you want to move down here, you should learn a trade. I can't stress this much. Do you know how to braid? Do you know how to make hair? Do you know how to sew, like a fashion designer? Do you know how to make clothes? Do you know how to make shoes? Do you know how to? Are you a skilled person in IT? Do you know why I ask these questions? Because when you come here, you can make money with that as a side hustle. You don't have to rely on a 9-to-5 job. That's the reason why I say, before coming down here, learn a skill, learn a trade, learn something. Just have something on the side so that when you come here, you could use that as a part-time thing where you can earn earn money on the side. You know, it's better than a 9-to-5 job. It's very difficult when you're just having to live and sustain your family on a 9-to-5 job. Trust me, it's not really that easy. Depending on how many family members you have, you might want to reconsider a second job or a part-time hustle. A part-time hustle could just be either of those things that I mentioned, which you could learn or you have learned from Nigeria before coming down to Canada. The next thing I'm going to talk about is that the cost of living here in Canada is not that cheap. It's not. Trust me. Why do I even say that? Because you need to factor in taxes. Depending on the province you're going to be living in, they have different tax rates that is being introduced by the provincial government. You know, like where I stay here in Ontario, we pay taxes of 13%. So what does that even mean to somebody who is just coming into the country as a new immigrant? For example, you go to the stores, like you go to the grocery stores, you want to go and buy some things. What you see is not what you get. And that was the first thing that slammed me when I got into this country. I went into the store and I wanted to buy something. The tag was $2.87. And I wanted to go pay, and the lady said it was $3 and something. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, it's written there $2.87. She said, I'm sorry, you need to also pay tax on top of it. So as little as cookies, like biscuits or candy or vegetables or anything that you think about buying in the grocery store, you're going to have to pay tax on that. So always remember, when you come in here and you want to buy sorry, something is just itching me up here. When you want to buy things in the store, be it in the grocery store, be it at any store whatsoever, you need to pay tax on whatever you're buying. So what you see is not what you pay for, okay? So think about that. And when it comes to taxes, like I said earlier on, it depends on where you're going to be staying at the end of the day. I stay in Ontario and I pay 13% tax. So I don't know where you'll be relocating to. You can always look what the tax rates are of that area. The next thing I really want to talk about here is transportation. So when you come into Canada, you need to know one thing. You have to go through rigorous testing to know how to drive here. So you might think that, okay, you have a good driving license from back home. And I'm sorry, I'm always referring to Nigeria. I don't mean any offense to any Nigerian watching this video right now. Wherever you're coming from to Canada, you might have been an experienced driver, but when you come in here, when I came in here, I had to do 3 different tests. So the first one is called the G1, the writing exam. When you do that, is a G1. If you pass, you now move on to G2. G2 allows somebody to be in the car with you while you're driving. Your final one is the G license. If you're driving just a normal driving, it's just a G license. So I have my G license. I got my G license in 2016, I believe. I've forgotten. Time flies, eh? So you get all those licenses, and then you're fit to drive on your own when you get that G license. But with a G2, you need somebody like an experienced driver to be in the car with you. And you're very, very restricted to areas where you can drive. Sometimes the highway, you can't drive on the highway if you have a G2. You know, things like that. There are very, very good restrictions. I don't know about other provinces, so let me not talk about other provinces. But where I live, my own province, I can speak for it because this is where I've stayed the longest. So I can tell you for sure that this is what is obtainable in my own province. So think about that. You might decide, you know what, you want to buy a car or you want to lease a car. You have that option to do so. You can also determine or decide not to buy a car or lease a car. You might just decide that, you know what, I think I just want to use the transports, like the buses or the train, depending on where you're staying. If you're staying in places like Toronto, yeah, you might want to use the bus. You know why? Because anywhere you park, you have to pay for parking. It's not cheap, it's expensive. So I don't stay in Toronto. I don't want to stay in Toronto because I can't afford to stay in Toronto, people. It's expensive. It's lots of people in there. It's a nice place to live in, but it is what it is. So I live in Stratford in Ontario here, and if I go anywhere with my car, I can actually park anywhere. Not like I can park anywhere, but there are places where you can park and you need to pay. And there are also places where, you know, you can just go there and you can park. So it's different. But I know I visited Toronto one time and I had to pay for parking, just one small area that I wanted to use 5 minutes. I just wanted to use 5 minutes at the store and come out. But it was required for me to pay for parking at the parking meter, so I have to pay for it. And I know I have friends who live in Toronto who also complain that they don't even like to drive because of parking. They have to park and pay for it, so they just oftentimes will use the bus. So it depends on where you're going to stay. Like I said, you have to figure that out, whether you want to drive or you want to lease or you want to take the bus. The other thing I want to be talking to you guys about is home purchase. So when I first came in here, I stayed in a student housing. Student housing, what that means is a shared apartment. So I lived with 4 other girls. I wanted to stay with only girls. I didn't want to be mixed because here as a student, you can't pick and choose. If you're staying with other students, you can't pick and choose and say, I don't want to stay with boys or I don't want to stay with girls. It's just what you see, you know. But I had the option and I had the opportunity to speak with my landlady at the point in time and say, you know what, I'll be much more comfortable staying in a girls' life apartment, so that way I'm kind of okay staying there. I'm comfortable and I'm not thinking, maybe there's a guy in the house and stuff like that. But it depends, you know. I'm only telling you what happened when I first came in here. And so I stayed in a girls-only apartment. It was a shared apartment with 4 other girls, like I said. When I finished my studies, I moved into this apartment where I'm living right now. It's an apartment. I have my own house. I pay for it. My own. It's a room. No, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. What am I even saying? Gloria, wake up. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. And I stay with other people in the building. That's why it's called an apartment building. You also have condo. You also have, what else do you have? You have your own house. Let's put it that way. You have your own house. You can choose to buy a house. You can choose to buy a house for yourself. It depends on what kind of house. It could be a duplex, a triplex, or it could just be a condo, and you pay the condo fees. All of that is so much information. I don't want to digest all of that on this one video. If you want me to be specific, please leave a comment below and let me know what your question is about housing, because I know it's a very long topic, and I don't want to start that now. But just know that you can stay in a shared apartment, you can stay in your own apartment, you can also stay alone, or you can stay with friends in maybe a duplex, and you all have to pay for it. But I'm always comfortable staying alone. So when I finished school, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to stay my own. And as time goes by, I'm thinking about maybe getting a house, but we never know. So we'll get there. Like I said, if you have a particular question on housing, leave it in the comment section, and I would follow up with you on that. The next thing I want to let you know is that you need to be very careful about the friends you keep here in Canada. A lot of people will want to put you into trouble, and you want to avoid some persons. Before I came into Canada, people told me, Gloria, be careful of Nigerians. You don't want to get too close to them, because you never know their intentions, either for good or for bad. But you know, I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just here to just advise you. Be careful of the friends you keep. Be careful of the people you call your friends, because they can either mar you or make you. And you don't want to get into a situation where you are being roped into something you know nothing about, only because of the kind of friends you've kept. You don't want to get into any issues with the police or any of the law enforcement agencies here in Canada, because that's like you wanting to go back, being asked to go back home, and I know you don't want that for yourself. So please try to be careful about the people you call your friends. And here in Canada, there's one thing that I also need to tell you. Most Canadians, they always like to text. Now I'm so fond of texting, and I even forget that, oh, I'm texting in Nigerian or I'm texting in African. You know, I'm always used to it. We are used to texting. We're not pick up the phone and call me kind of people. We are text me. If I want to text you, I text you back. You know, if I want to say something, I text you, you text back. I'm not yet. When I went to Nigeria recently, and I was texting people, and they were like, come on, what are you doing? Can't you just pick up your phone and call me? I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, because I'm already used to it, you know. So you will get used to texting, because it's not like it's cheaper to text, but it's easy. People just prefer texting than you picking up the phone, because technically you don't even know if they're with the phone, or they're busy, or they're doing something that requires their full attention. So why don't you just text, hello, I want to see you, or what's up, can we talk, or things like that. So you get to do that, okay? And lastly, I want this video to end now. I have so many things written down here. Canada will humble you, trust me guys. Canada will humble you, and that's the reason why I say learn a trade, because so many things that get bad in your own home, you can fix it rather than call somebody, because you going to call somebody to fix a little thing that has happened in your apartment or your home is like you paying 5 times the amount. So come to think about it, maybe there's something wrong with your light bulb, or your chair, or something that you know you can actually fix yourself. Or maybe that's your shirt, something got torn there, you know you can actually just stitch it instead of going to pay $50 to get that done. You know, little things like that. Now you understand why I said that you should learn a trade, because you would need it. Instead of having to pay somebody $100 or something like that just to fix something that you can actually think about doing and learn, and then do it yourself. You save yourself so much money by doing that. The next time we talk, I would like to focus on some other things that will be helpful to every person who is thinking of coming down to Canada. And guys, I hope so far you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Like I always say in my video, it's very important that you give me a thumbs up, because if you don't give me a thumbs up, YouTube is not going to recommend my videos to any other person. So give give this video a thumbs up if you love watching this video. Share this video to people that you think would be interested in watching and are thinking about coming to Canada. I post wonderful videos, and I know sometimes I kind of forget making videos, but I'm going to be consistent, like I said in my last video. And if you haven't watched the last video, please go watch it. And true guys, it's been a wonderful experience being here in Canada, and I know you would enjoy when you come here. And there's nothing else to say, but I just want you guys to take good care of yourself and stay safe and show love to people. And don't forget to hit this red subscribe button. It's very important. Try to support me on my channel. I want this channel to grow, and by you subscribing, you're growing my channel and growing a community as well. I want to see this channel move from where it is now to where it's supposed to be. It's not yet there, but we will get there eventually. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.